Welcome to Frostland Survivor Man. I am the Frostman. You can see behind me, no Joey. Beside me, no Joey. But you can see behind me, Joey's deer are still here. These are what we call snow deer. If you've been following the weather up in northeast Wisconsin here, we had the worst blizzard, and I can actually use the word blizzard. We've had the worst blizzard over the past 3 days that we've ever had in the state of Wisconsin. And most of you know I grew up in Canada, and in Canada I've been through a lot of snow. Northern Ontario got its fair share of snow in the wintertime, but I don't remember ever being through such a significant snowstorm as we had here. I was actually stuck in the city for 2 whole days, 3 whole days. So, but you can see how deep the snow is, how it drifted up here in front of the shop. This is my hip, and this is the snow, so pretty close. Just with the wind out of the northwest here, this is where it decided to drift up. Snow fence worked great, except for one thing. There was just too much snow. So, but I was able to clear out in front of the garage door without too much difficulty. And the whole time I was stranded in the city, I had a tremendous frustration because I didn't want to be there. I didn't want to be there, and I realized that part of what I was frustrated about was that I couldn't control my own outcome. There was nothing I could do to fix it, and I really couldn't drive home. The highway was closed, so there was no way I could get from the city to my house. And when I did finally do it, when I did finally leave and drive to my house, I really shouldn't have been out there. I've driven through some really bad weather, but when you're going through snow drifts that are bigger than the truck, it's probably not a good idea to be on the road. And that got me to thinking about how frequently I really am out of control of my situation. You know, I really am not in control very much at all. I'm not. And I would like to think that I'm in far more a role of control than I really am in my life. But the truth is, if you look at it from this standpoint, I only have 1 second of actual control in my life. This 1 second where I make a decision is the only control that I have in my life. And so I got to thinking about all this snow and how I was completely out of control and completely out of the loop, and it ended up that it really didn't matter. I finally got home. I was able to clean the driveway. Everybody was okay in my house. And ultimately, nothing really happened. Nothing bad happened. Nothing really happened. But I did get a realization of a couple of things. One, I don't have much control in my life at all. And 2, don't sweat it when I don't, because ultimately that's all up to God. So that's a little bit of what the Frostman's thinking today. Thanks for tuning in, and there's the snow.